Hi! Welcome to the second Ask a Nude model, in which I answer the questions that I got on my last Ask a Nude model. D. Claude Katz asks, what do you think of the term sex worker? Do you consider yourself a sex worker? Would you ever refer to yourself that way in ordinary conversation? I like the term sex worker. I think it neutralizes and sterilizes a profession that is perfectly legit but has been stained by an unfortunate name. And I suppose that technically I am a sex worker since I do traffic in sex. However, I think of that as someone who has sex for a living, and I'm not in boy-girl porn or an escort, so I feel like I have no right to call myself a sex worker. It's sort of like saying someone was a combat veteran when they sat behind a desk in Germany while the Vietnam War raged. I'm not on the front lines. Can't say it. YTSX asked a few questions. The first is, what initially made you want to do this? Was there a specific moment that made you think, hey, I should become a model? Or was it a long ambition of yours? When I was a kid, I was actually scouted through an agency, and my parents refused to let me go to New York. So I think that they think this is all some kind of post-traumatic rebellion kind of thing. I'd actually forgotten about that until a year or two ago. I started nude modeling because I was struggling to pay the bills in college. And I found out that people would pay money to take nude photos of me. I was never actually freaked out by the nudity in front of strangers thing. I actually kind of dug it. Exhibitionist. And in regards to your other question, how does it feel knowing I just masturbated to your website? See the above. Exhibitionist. Mike TFP asks, do your parents know you do this? How do you think they'd react? Well, my parents do know I do this, so I know how they reacted. I told them proudly when I first started modeling, and I was shocked when they reacted with horror. I mean, they never told me how they felt on the subject, nudity, sex, pornography, anything about it, so I mistakenly assumed that they would be okay with it. We have had a lot of tear-stained talks on the subject, and we've reached a truce. They support my decision because they love me and they want me to be happy, but they don't want to see any of my work. Mike also asks, have you ever modeled for a life drawing class? Yes, the first time I took my clothing off professionally was for life drawing classes at my college. Andy00Boy asks, what is the biggest dong, human or synthetic, that you've ever taken? I don't know. The one that sticks out in memory is the last one I took on fuckingmachines.com, the big blue one. However, that one may just stick out in my mind because it was hammering into me at 350 RPM. Andy also asks, when did you decide that you wanted to be comfortable with what you were into, i.e. fetishes, etc.? I'm sorry, Andy, I'm not really sure what you're asking there, but here's what I think you're asking. I made peace with my sexual proclivities shortly after I discovered them. I figure if I'm into something and there is someone who is willing to cater to that fetish, then there mustn't be anything wrong with it. Although, there are a few things that I squirmed over before I admitted it to myself, because I was afraid that people wouldn't understand. I mean, if I say, I'm a nude model and I'm into tentacle porn and girls getting fucked by machines and transsexuals, I sound like I'm making shit up. I kind of figured that if someone had an unusual sexual fetish, they'd probably only have one. And I've got like 3, at least. Beneath the Hat writes, what do nude models think of their audience? I don't know what nude models make of their audience, but I know what I make of mine. I think that some people look at my images because they think it's artistic and beautiful, and I think that some people look at my images to get turned on. Both ways are fine with me. I mean, I put myself out there to be admired, and whatever you want to put in your hand while you admire me, it's fine with me. I can't tell someone what to think when they look at me. I can tell them what I was thinking when I took the picture or what I hope they'll think when they see it, but that's about as far as one person can go. All I ask is that if you want to tell me what you had in your hand while you were thinking about me, please be classy about it. I'm a classy lady, am I not? I think I deserve a little respect and a little class. A girl in the bar is not going to sleep with you if you're dumb shit, and I'm not going to either. The last question, which I'm abbreviating a little bit, comes from Hobart, who asks, do you organize inside your head the people you know? Not really. I mean, there's Adam the photographer, or Carrie the model, or Sarah from school, but I think that everyone kind of qualifies people like that, you know. Thank you for watching this installment of Ask a Nude Model. If you'd like to see more of me, as always, you can find me on my website, isobelwren.com. And if something pops up or comes to mind, leave your question in the comments, and I'll answer it next time I do one of these silly things. See you around.
It just lies against the TV. Shit, the strings are getting all rusty.